Hey everyone, it's Leah, and I just got home from chemo, and so I'm a little out of it. I apologize for that part, but typically I would be video vlogging you while I was getting treatment, and I'm happy to say that I have some pretty cool people who hang out with me. Sorry, I lost connection there. And I was saying that I would normally be vlogging you while in treatment, but I have some cool people hanging out with me while I'm going through treatment. And I wanted to check in with you now that I'm home. So what's going on for me lately, kind of what's on my mind, my experience is that I have a lot of ego attached to my expectation of what it means to be good at chemotherapy or good at treatment or even good at cancer. And I find, just like anything else with ego, that I get totally tripped up by that. And I'm realizing it as I get through this push that every time there's a setback or my counts are low or I need a blood transfusion or we have to delay treatment, that I take it personally. Like somehow I have control over that. My kitty just jumped up here. This Buster, which you guys also know from my prior Facebook post, the Jews, or Judy. Anyway, back to topic. So I was really, this week, going into this second to the last treatment, thinking about what would it be like to not have any ego invested in this. And that it would probably feel really good. Like I won't be disappointed, you know? And I know this might sound obvious to some of you. I guess it wasn't obvious to me because I feel pretty connected to what drives my ego, like work or athletics or that kind of thing. And I've worked really kind of hard to be aware of that. So doing this cancer thing, when the ego, flared back up and basically said, you suck at this. How come you need another blood transfusion? How come your counts are dropping again? Why are your platelets so low? I would go into the doctor's office and just like tail between my legs going, I'm sorry, I'm not doing this right. Which is like, this is ludicrous, right? That you don't do chemotherapy right, or you don't do cancer right. So that's my gratitude, is that I have yet another opportunity to have this ego reality check. Again, I thought I sort of had my ego under check when it comes to things like work and in relationships and athletics. But give me a whole new challenge that I've never had before, like cancer and chemo. I'm like competing with myself about the right way to do it. And so if you hear that out loud like I am and it makes you giggle, then that's a good thing, because it doesn't make sense at all. I didn't ask for this. I didn't cause this. It just happened. Choosing to do chemotherapy, it's my choice. How I get chemotherapy, I have some control over. But I don't control how low my white cells go or platelets go or red cells go. I don't control that. Can't make that better. And again, maybe sounds really obvious. For me, when I'm in it though, it's a reminder of feeling out of control and looking for things I do have control over. And so letting that go and trusting that there isn't a right way to get through chemotherapy, and I'm not doing it poorly, and it's not that I'm not trying hard, it just is. And that's been a powerful lesson. And it's automatic for me, like that whole ego thing, when I had that cycle today, and anticipating how I'm going to feel this week, and somehow I feel bad about being so sick, like maybe I'm just not resilient enough. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough. Maybe I'm a wimp, And that lack of self-compassion is not helpful. So looking again at the messages you give yourself around expectation, whether it comes out of ego. And if it comes out of ego, it's usually because ego doesn't want to have pie in its face. Ego's not all bad, don't get me wrong. Just when it sort of gets you to irrational thinking or even making some not so great decisions or acting on those decisions out of ego. So for me this week, however bad I might feel, I didn't do anything wrong. It's not that I'm not trying hard enough. It's the side effects of chemotherapy. And if I need another blood transfusion this week, which is what they're thinking, I can't take that personally. Because all that does is, create more pain on top of pain. So that's my gratitude. And I just encourage you to think about where you operate out of ego. Ego does not like to be offended. And then so think about, how you might let that go a little bit, or at least ponder it. Okay, I have one more after this one, but I'm not going to think about that. We're just going to get through this one. So probably another week on the bed. I am going to try to rally if I can, to do a little exercise and get out, move around. But my goal is mostly to eat and drink. If I can do those two things, then I can do anything. I will keep you posted. Thanks for watching. Love you.